Hey everyone, Kyle once again. Welcome back to the next entry in the Land Before Time series. Now moving on to number 8, The Land Before Time Part 8, The Big Freeze. Um, another, the next film the previous film I did was The Son of Cold Fire, which I said I enjoy, and I do enjoy all the rest of the films, nevertheless. Even though, like I said before, the first 6 I consider the best and favorite, but nevertheless, I still enjoy all the rest of the films. Now, The Big Freeze this one has a slightly below some of the other films. It has a 5.7 on IMDb. Then Rotten Tomatoes, the audience give it 54%, which is higher than some of the sequels, And now, moving into the story, now, it opens up one night. Ducky cannot get any sleep because Spike's snoring a lot. No, she couldn't get any sleep. Then the next day, she gets angry at him for eating that he eats all of her tree stars. And while that's going on, Mr. Thicknose, who is a Pachyrhinosaurus, that he's telling the stories to the kids, to Littlefoot and to the others, like he's like another wise dinosaur. He says that he's seen everything and knows everything, And Mr. Thicknose is another character who has a recurring who has appeared in a couple of episodes in the series as well, and he keeps on getting upset because Littlefoot, keeps on asking questions on every subject that he talks about, and it irritates him, And later he speaks to his grandpa, says about his behavior, But Grandpa tells Littlefoot, that to be a little bit more respectful, And then the next night, when Littlefoot sees a little specks of white stuff, that he's never seen before, which we all know it's snow, It's which is thing in the film, snow. They first discover snow, or which they call it ground sparkly. What do they call it? Ground spark, white ground sparkles is the thing they call it, But that hasn't happened yet. But later the next day, Ducky's feeling. She doesn't know what she's feeling about Spike. Like Sarah tells her that you're mad. You don't know how to express your feelings on that. So I'll teach you how to. teaches Ducky, sings a song called Getting Mad. And telling her how to express her feelings. How to feel mad. Because she's hardly ever gets mad. And then sooner or later, comes the next night. Then, while they're all sleeping, then a full blanket of snow falls upon them. Then they don't know what it is, They just call it white ground sparkles, or white sky sparkles, either name, And they're all having fun, They're all throwing snowballs, And I like how, Sarah's father, Mr. Threehorn, rolls a big snowball and hits Grandpa Logneck. I thought that was kind of funny, because he's like a character who never shows no signs of having fun or happy in his, but so I thought it was kind of funny that he rolls a big snowball at Grandpa Logneck. So they're all having fun playing the snow, but then comes the next day, the weather's getting more harsher, causing more of a blizzard storm, And they all ask Mr. Thicknose what this is, and he says he's never seen it before, and now they have things to know that he's been lying, he's not what he says he doesn't know everything, and it feels a little bit sad, so he goes and leaves, And while that's happened, meanwhile, Spike meets a wandering herd of spiketails, or stegosauruses, are properly pronounced, but they call them spiketails in the show, Spike meets and befriends another one of his kind, named Tippy, that character right there. and he can speak. They're all having fun. They're all having fun together. Playing with each other. Um, but Ducky keeps on missing him because he's spending more time he's spending more time with Tippy, like spending more time, and when there comes the times when the weather was getting harsher and there's no lack of food, it's time for the herd to go, and Tippy's mother asks if Spike wants to go because to go with his own kind, his real kind, and Spike's real Ducky's mother, which is also Spike's mother, asks if he wants to go, but then Ducky angrily says, "If it's so hard of it, if it's that hard of a decision, then you should go. Then go, But then she regrets what she's saying, and then she feels sorry for what she has said and done, and so she goes and follows the footprints out there to follow them to try to find them, And when the other guys found out that she's missing, so they decided to go and find her as well, and they meet Mr. Thicknose, who's also ran away as well, and she confesses that he doesn't know everything. He's learned all the stories since what he heard from when he was a kid. So then on, he grew up telling the same stories that other grown-ups have heard when he was a kid. And he sings a song about that as well. So, but while on the way, they bump into a sharp tooth, and they roll a big snowball and hits him and knocks him unconscious, But he doesn't stay unconscious for long, so he wakes up with him again after when the others they find Ducky, and when they get chased by that sharp tooth again, they roll a big snowball. Yet again, I think it was no snowball. Yeah, and this time he gets pushed off. He gets pushed off a cliff. And the back of the Spike Tail herd, Tippy and Spike thought that'd be fun. Have fun. They slide down something that's fun though, but they actually caused all herd to collide into each other and bump into each other. And Tippy's like, fun, and Spike's looking nothing that he's thinking that was not such a good idea, And after they got rid of the sharp tooth, the others along with Mr. Thicknose, they find this frozen pond though, and they all slide on it though, but the ice cracks and they fall in the water, but this water is really warm, which is a frozen hot spring, And there's also green food there for them, because I think how the warmness of the water melted some of the stuff, So there's some green food for them to eat there until the big freeze or the storm blows over, So they want to tell the grown-ups, where they found it, And which eventually they do, they tell the grown-ups where they let me say here. I have this here for a reason in case I forget some details, Yeah. Basically they tell them they go back to the spring, and they thank Mr. Thicknose, because that Mr. Threehorn apologizes, for being so rude to him, And then the rest of the herd, the rest of the Spike Tail herd, they come in as well. They find the spring as well, and Spike is happy to see them, but Tippy actually bumps into Spike and he gets pushed. He pushes him more into the deeper end of the pond, and he breaks out of the ice and he's struggling out. Then you hear him speak again. And he's yelling, "Mama," Ducky's mother, he's yelling, "Mama," and she dives in after him and gets him out of there, and they say, "Yay," So then the film ends with them staying there until all the snow melts away, and then it ends with them returning back to the Great Valley. So yeah, so Land Before Time Part 8. The Big Freeze. Another film that I do enjoy. You know, even though I keep on saying about the rest of the series now, but whatever. You know, if I see, I always repeat myself, and I don't care what I'll do. Is do whatever I want. You know, so if I repeat myself, I repeat myself. So I enjoy the film. I sort of like especially I like that scene where Mr. Three-Horn, you know, rolls shows that he can have some bit of fun, you know, like rolling the big snowball at Grandpa Longneck, you know. Um, and this it says that the voice of Mr. Thicknose name Robert Guillaume, if I get his last name wrong. He hasn't been in films I've mostly ever heard of, but it says that he's won couple some Emmy awards, you know, and nominations, you know. He's been in films like he was in The Lion King 2, Simba's Pride, Spy Hard, you know, the spoof with the Leslie Nielsen. Oh, yes, that's that's the remember, yeah. Where I recall, he's the voice of Rafiki in The Lion King, you know, the wise baboon, you know, character in the Lion King films. I thought the name sounded familiar, you know. I just didn't look properly, you know. Yeah, he voices Rafiki and in The Lion King 1 and 2, you know. That's I thought that was familiar. He was also in Death Warrant. He was in the film Death Warrant with Jean-Claude Van Damme. He was in that as well. Yeah. So that's what. So he voiced Rafiki in the Lion King films, and he was also in the film Death Warrant with Jean-Claude Van Damme, and he was also in the film called The Meteor Man. But he's won some, and he's also won Emmy awards as well, you know. So yeah, and he did good voicing him as Mr. Thicknose. He was good. I'm not sure if I'm not sure he was the same. I have to look at the series again. I think he didn't do the same voice as Mr. Thicknose in the series. You know, I have to look it up again though. But I think he didn't do it again. You know. But yeah, so yeah, I enjoy the film. Land Before Time VIII, The Big Freeze. Thanks for watching. Take care, and stay tuned for the next entry of the series. Sequel number 9. Entry number 9. Journey to Big Water. So thanks for watching. Take care, and stay tuned on the next movie review. Later.